So I'm about to join the M57 and I'm going northbound. The M57 is the nearest motorway to where I live, and it runs north to south and south to north just on the outskirts of Liverpool. But where the M57 meets the M58, there's a junction that's called or known as Switch Island. Switch Island is synonymous for some quite serious accidents, and people have unfortunately been killed at this junction over a number of years. But this clip that we're going to see today, luckily no one was injured too badly, but it does highlight the problems of queuing traffic on the motorway, and this one's also down to mobile phone use.
Could have stayed in that lane, you know.
That's just left, isn't it, though, towards the Asda. This one straight ahead and left onto Drummond's Bridge.
Oh, you can carry on.
You're alright? You're alright?
Now I'm going to find my way into the same lane that my viewer was in. It wasn't quite here where the collision happened, it was a little touch further. But quite often at busy times of day you will find queuing traffic that stretches sometimes getting on for a mile onto the motorway. And this was exactly what happened in the clip that we saw. And like I said, I'd like to reiterate that no one was too seriously injured, thankfully. And it could have been totally and utterly different if young children, or anyone in fact, was sat in the back of the car that was actually crashed into. Have a look at these pictures on what the wreckage looked like. So it was approximately here where the collision happened. So as you can see, there's a fair stretch before the actual motorway comes to an end. But is there anything that you can do in a situation like this to stop the risk? Well, if someone's on a mobile phone and plows into the back of you at maybe 50 miles an hour, there's not much you can do. So I haven't been able to talk about what I wanted to talk about when I arrived at the end of the 57 because the traffic was unfortunately flowing. However, I'm going to try and point a few things out as I arrive at this next set of traffic lights. Now, my viewer was massively unlucky, and I'm surprised that the systems on the car that hit them didn't save that accident from happening, because a lot of modern cars that's the case, but it could have also been an older car. We don't know what hit my viewer, unfortunately. But as I'm coming up towards this queue, it's all down to mirror use. It's all down to keeping an eye on what's going on. I'm going to join the left of the two that go ahead. So I'm going to tuck it in here, and I'm watching closely what's going on behind. And the next thing I want to point out is, again, I've said it in many clips before, leave yourself some space. This gives me an escape room to the left or to the right if there was any issue. And I know we've got queuing cars behind us now, so I'm relatively protected. But even if I was talking to different occupants in my car, I'm still watching my mirrors, and I'm ready. If I see that driver coming up behind who's not paying attention, I'm out of here. Now, it would be hard to criticise my viewer in this situation, and I wouldn't even dare to. They've had to endure a horrific situation, and that type of accident is a deadly one. And it hasn't been rubber stamped. This was just what my viewer said, but they said it was an ex-police officer. I don't know whether there's any truth in that, so I'm just taking that on face value. And my viewer also said it was likely that they were on the phone, but it will never be proved. The driver that hit my viewer is apparently going to court. And again, all of this information is just on what my viewer said. I'm not calling anyone a liar or anything like that, but I just have to let everyone know it's only from one perspective that I've heard this information, so it can't be ratified. However, hopefully that clip has maybe just shocked you enough rather than just talking to your mates or talking to your family when you're in that queue. Keep watching your mirrors, and especially when you haven't got that protection of other queuing traffic behind you. Hopefully you've learned something. Keep safe, everyone, and I'll see you soon.